Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. This is Wangari, the Israeli Kenyan farmer, and thank you very much for 160 subscriptions. I had promised myself that once we get to 200 subscribers, I'm going to launch something that is going to help us farmers do what we do it better, and do it in our best of our abilities. So guys, please push me by sharing this, by subscribing. Let us get to 200 and push the next agenda forward. And as we had discussed in our previous video, today we're going to be looking at how a soil sample is collected to be taken to the lab. I cannot insist on how important a soil sampling is to any farmer, and let's dive in and see how it's done. Once you select your first point of sampling, ensure that you've removed all the vegetation that was on top of it. Clear it out completely without destroying or having much effect on the soil. Once you're done with that, now we're going to make our hole. Our hole should be 1 foot deep or 30 centimeters deep. This is because for most of our horticultural crops, the root depth of the crops is less than 30 centimeters, and also the harmful nematodes that might be on top will be found within this first 30 centimeters, or other bacterial infections in the soil. So as you can see in the video, you remove the soil that is inside that hole, and whatever is coming out of it, ensure you remove and ensure the debris that are on top don't go back into the hole, because we do not want false results. We want to make a profile through the catena. For those who don't understand, this means you want to cut through the soil profile from the topsoil until the first 30 centimeters, so that we can have the different layers considered in the soil sample. So once you remove every debris that was in the soil, the next thing you're going to do is take a panga and make a very thin slice, as if you're making a slice of bread. Let me demonstrate it to you. See, we've taken a panga and we're making a very thin slice of bread, it's like we're making a slice of cake. We're doing this because we want to go and take our soil to the laboratory for a fertility and pathology test. I cannot insist on the importance of such a test, because it prevents you from using unnecessary fertilizers, and also if your soil has some salinity, sodicity, or any other soil infection, you can treat your soil before you have poor results at a later stage. So once you're through with the slice, you take your collecting bucket and put the soil that you've collected in the bucket. After you're done with this, you're going to take other 3 points. These we did for half an acre, so we're just going to have one sample, but the sample is going to be collected at 3 different points within that half acre. So this was our second point of collection. We had to remove the vegetation that was on top of it. As you can see, our soil is quite compacted, but we're going to work with it just the way it is, because the most expensive thing that a farmer has is the soil, and you have to take care of it. So the sample is just like you going for a checkup. The soil also needs to go and get checked, and if it has any complications or problems, there are methods of correction. So in our second area, we are removing the debris that is coming from the top as we make our hole. Ensure your hole is clean and clear, and then you make the thin slice, as I'm trying to demonstrate for you here. Yeah, see, the panga, what it's doing right now is quite wrong, because we just want a thin slice. So see what I'm now doing with this panga, just trying to make a very thin slice. So we're going to remove that soil that is inside there to avoid contamination, and now we're going to have our slice done from the topsoil up to the first 30 centimeters. Yeah, you do it clearly, slowly, and nicely, because this is going to guide you when deciding the kind of fertilizers you need to put in your soils, or even the crops that you had chosen, as we had discussed in our previous video, if they are the feasibility of those crops in your soil. So see what you're doing, just making a very thin slice. I like how he's doing it right now. And now you ensure the vegetation that is falling into the soil, into the hole, ensure that it is taken out, because once you take it in the lab, you want the soil to be as clean and as clear as possible. So once you mix your soil correctly, you take your sampling bucket and you put this soil into that sample. Just a quick note, if if we were doing this for say 10 acres and we decide to have 4 samples, you have to insist that on every area section you have to have a different panga, a different jembe, a different collecting bucket, and your guy must clean their hands before moving from one portion to the next to avoid spread of nematodes. So this was our 3rd point, and after he had collected it, we had to now mix it clearly and thoroughly, and you remove the vegetation that might fall on it so that you take to the lab a clean sample. Once you mix your soil, you now put it in the collecting bag and take it to the lab. And also another quick note, there are machineries that are available for this job called augers. If anyone is interested, they can contact me and I can order for them. So you collect you need like half a kilo is enough to get the pathology and fertility test conducted. And guys, so as I promised, that is how you pick a sample to take it to the laboratory. I hope you guys do this before every season of your crop. Bye bye.